Hormones are the director that controls everything in your body. And the food we eat control the hormones. Hormones are like messages. They go from one part of the body where they're made to another part of the body where they tell it what to do. If you are just eating food without any understanding of what they are doing to those hormones, then you are a victim of everything that's in your diet. Welcome to the Pod Digest. In this video, we summarize the podcast episode from the Diary of a CEO podcast by Stephen Bartlett titled The Vegan Doctor, The Truth About the Vegan Diet, Eggs Are Making You Fat, Stop Eating Cheese, with Neal Barnard. Dr. Neal Barnard is one of America's leading advocates for health nutrition, a legend in the plant-based world. Japan around the 1950s had a diet that was not entirely plant-based, but it was a rice-based diet, lots of vegetables. And then when McDonald's, Burger King, KFC arrived in Tokyo, the country became westernized. Breast cancer doubled, diabetes went up, waistlines expanded, life expectancy declined. Despite having more knowledge, the westernization of the diet has been a killer worldwide. People think about weight loss in terms of calories, that if you take in fewer calories or just eat less, you will lose weight. The problem is, if you voluntarily try to eat less than what your body normally wants, you will be extremely hungry in a few days. It's just not going to work, because that just leaves you hungry. But the answer is really simple. It's to change the quality of the food, not the amount. Stop worrying about the amount. People need to understand this. Getting away from animal products is always a good idea, because once you ban animal foods, not only do you solve the weight issue without counting calories, without reducing carbs, without even exercising, but also the health problems get better. Animal foods have zero fiber. Pork chops, cheese, eggs have no fiber. Why does that matter? Fiber does two things. It has almost no calories. So it fills you up and it makes you think you had a huge amount of food. The other thing it does is, as it goes down your digestive tract, it finds unabsorbed calories and it carries them out as waste. Fiber is something that tames your appetite, so you're going to lose weight naturally. Vitamin B12 is the only thing that needs to be supplemented. And people following a plant-based diet definitely should be supplementing vitamin B12. B12 is made by bacteria. You get B12 from meat because the cow's intestinal tract has bacteria that make B12. So there are certain foods that tame your appetite. There are certain foods that trap calories in your digestive tract and carry them out so you don't absorb them. And the third and the most fun fact is that certain foods ramp up your metabolism so that you're burning calories for about 3 or 4 or 5 hours after the meal faster than you were before, which we can measure. Blueberries, rich in anthocyanins, are associated with numerous health benefits, including weight loss. This is partly because anthocyanin-rich foods like blueberries are high in fiber and low in calories, high antioxidants, which may also positively affect metabolism. Moreover, anthocyanins are powerful antioxidants contributing to the health benefits of consuming blueberries and similar fruits. Cruciferous vegetables, broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, or Brussels sprouts. They're one of the top foods that the Harvard researchers associated with weight loss. Researchers at Johns Hopkins have been studying them not for weight loss, but for cancer prevention. The liver makes phase 2 enzymes that remove toxins from your body. The liver is more powerful if the cruciferous vegetables are in your diet because they cause it to make more of the detoxification enzymes. Our taste can drift very readily to foods that we expose ourselves to. That's true for foods that we get hooked on. It's true for cheese more than anything else. People listening to this are all probably nodding exactly right now because they're saying, I could be vegan except for the cheese. But the reason that cheese is more addictive than milk or even ice cream is because when cheese is made, the protein and the fat is concentrated. To get cheese, you have to milk a cow. They make milk only after they've been impregnated. The controversial and often criticized practices involved in dairy farming include the artificial impregnation of cows and the subsequent separation of calves from their mothers, so that the calf does not drink the cow's milk because that is meant to be sold to humans. Male calves are often killed for veal, while female calves are raised to continue the cycle of milk production until their productivity declines, at which point they are slaughtered for low-grade beef. So the dairy industry is a meat industry. Your average American eats 77,000 calories of cheese every year, and then they think they got fat from eating bread. It wasn't the bread, it was that hunk of cheese that was in their burger that could explain the entire weight problem we have in America. It is often asked if there is any evidence that drinking milk will reduce the sperm count in men. New York State researchers had done sperm counts on men. For the sperm count, they look at the count, the sperm shape, and motility, meaning are they swimming well? Men who consume the most cheese have the lowest sperm counts and the worst motility and morphology. And the reason, of course, is you're swallowing estrogen every day. When you eat cheese, you're eating something that's 3/4 fat. As you gain body weight, every fat cell in your body is an estrogen factory, meaning testosterone goes into a fat cell and estrogen comes out. Enzymes called aromatase take that testosterone from your bloodstream, and the more body fat you have, the more they are reducing your testosterone because they're converting it to estradiol, a form of estrogen. The more your body fat expands, the more your testosterone level is neutralized. There is estrogen in the dairy itself that adds to the estrogen in your body. So fat and animal-based diet is just a recipe for hormone haywire. The most controversial of all, though, is eggs. Eggs have lots of issues. They are a cholesterol bomb. The egg industry would like us to believe that they don't raise cholesterol. If the studies were funded by the egg industry, they'll say, well, it increased cholesterol, but not significantly, or something like that. But they clearly do. For women and men who want to have kids, there are certain things that are good to know about. And one is that excess body weight interferes. The more body fat that you have, the more a man's body will take the testosterone and convert it to estrogen. So that's losing testosterone, gaining estrogen, which is the last thing that you want. With excess fat for a woman, they will be producing a lot of more estrogen. Because the fat cells produce estrogen, the liver will try to get rid of the excess estrogen as waste by sending it to the intestinal tract. And if there isn't enough fiber, the estrogen in the intestinal tract is reabsorbed through the intestinal wall and put back into the bloodstream. But if you are eating fiber, it will grab the excess estrogen and it will take it out into the toilet. Now, there are 3 metals in our diet that are of concern: iron, copper, and aluminum. The body needs iron to make hemoglobin and carry oxygen. However, only a certain amount of it is needed, and too much of it can damage the heart. It's easy to get too much from steak. Our bodies are built for plant foods. Plant foods have non-heme iron. The beauty of this form of iron is if you're already overloaded, your body says, I got it, let me absorb less iron. If you have copper pipes in your house and all night long the water sits in them, you're getting a big load of copper. Aluminum is a neurotoxin. There is 0 use for aluminum in human physiology. So if you're taking an antacid that has aluminum or using a deodorant that's got aluminum as one of the antiperspirant ingredients, it goes through the skin in your body. So while the research is continuing, the advice is to steer clear of the aluminum completely. Veganism is a diet for the privileged. This is not true. If you shop consciously, you can actually end up saving money. The need for medications or doctor visits also goes down. The power of plant-based diets lies in promoting health, reversing disease, and supporting ethical and sustainable eating. Thank you for watching. Again, we request you to kindly hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and feel free to leave some constructive comments. We would be happy to hear them.